The FBI unraveled an international cyber scam involving over $1.6 billion. Watch how they brought the scammers to justice. 37-year-old Raymond Olorunwa Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy, was taken into custody by the FBI in June 2020 and was charged as the main suspect in a lucrative international cyber scheme that involved money laundering, hacking websites, identity theft, and bank fraud. Reports from the authorities revealed that more than $1.6 billion may have been stolen by the scammer over an accumulated period of time. This case targets a key player in a large transnational conspiracy who was allegedly providing safe havens for stolen money around the world, U.S. Attorney Nick Hanna reported in a statement. According to reports, after his arrest, the U.S. Department of Justice filed an affidavit accusing him of conspiring to commit scams, inadvertently laundering hundreds of millions of dollars. One of the scams that Abbas tried to carry out that would have made him on par with some of the richest men in the world if the FBI hadn't caught up with him was a scheme to steal $124 million from an English Premier League soccer club. Stealing from the football club, whose name was withheld by the FBI, was just the tip of the iceberg compared to what Abbas could do and had done. In October 2019, it was alleged that Abbas and his con gang perpetrated a business email scam, stealing over $922,857 from a client of a New York-based legal practice. The authorities also got evidence that the scammer conspired to launder funds worth $14.7 million from a foreign financial institution earlier that year. According to reports, Abbas carried out the crime and sent the stolen money to bank accounts all over the world, making the money untraceable. It'll shock you to know that he had been committing these crimes all the way back from 2011 when he was just a local Yahoo boy, a Nigerian term for a cyber criminal, before he fled Nigeria and perfected his cyber scams. How come the FBI allowed him to go on for so long? Well, Abbas was very smart when it came to carrying out his scams. It was new and nothing like the FBI had ever witnessed, earning him a spot as one of the prolific money launderers in the world. He and his gang engaged in business email compromise scams, impersonating company employees or business partners and tricking victims into sending large sums of money to them. This was primarily how he made his money, but pride got into his head and he started leaving gaps. Abbas, a Nigerian-born social media influencer with a following of over 2 million people, made people know of his opulence by posting countless photos of him in designer clothing and traveling on private jets. However, what most may not have known was that his social media lifestyle was a cover-up. He purposely made himself a public figure so as to deter authorities and people around him from suspecting where his wealth came from. But as they say, a leopard could never hide its spot, and soon the authorities began to question how he could live such a lavish lifestyle with no legitimate source of income. The investigation into Abbas began, and the FBI finally had enough evidence to bring him in for questioning. Abbas was arrested in his Dubai home by the Dubai police and some agents of the FBI. The raid resulted in the seizure of 21 computers, 47 phones, and the personal information of about 2 million victims. They were designing and mimicking company and bank websites to illegally obtain victims' money before laundering the cash. Al Jalaf, the director of the Dubai Police Criminal Investigation Department, reported in a statement. After being extradited to the US, Abbas pleaded guilty to the money laundering charges and even wrote a personal handwritten apology note to Judge Otis Wright, the judge who presided over his trial, in the hopes he could get a lighter sentence. However, with all his antics, he was still justly punished for his crimes, ultimately receiving a 135-month prison sentence and having all his assets taken from him. His arrest definitely serves as a warning from the FBI, telling scammers to desist from the act.